Good evening everyone and welcome to Esports Mini League 3. This is rounds 3 and 4 here at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for the first time tonight, and then we'll obviously be off to Brazil for the second race here tonight for rounds 3 and 4 of the Mini League 3. And I, of course, am JamesHead14, going to be taking you through the action here tonight. So, 5 teams about to do battle: Nexus Academy, Vortex Racing, Team Speed, TNR Esports and TNR Academy, where one team gets promoted, one team gets relegated here tonight. So we cannot wait. I cannot wait to see the action unfold out on track here tonight. And coming into tonight's racing, the all-important point scores is what you need, and this is as follows from the last time we raced here, of course, in Mini League 3. Here are the standings as they are. Nexus Academy lead the way on 121 points, with Vortex Racing in second on 115 points, so 6 points separating Vortex Racing and Nexus Academy respectively, so they're first and second. Team Speed in third on 81 points, with TNR Esports in fourth on 67, so about 14 points separating third and fourth. And then TNR Academy need to do some catching up if they want to stay within Mini League 3. They are on 37 points here, and of course, because it is Mini League 3, and if we don't decide to do another Mini League, a Mini League 4 for example, they won't get relegated, they'll stay as they are in the current format. So it might only be from Mini League 3 1 going up, so one getting promoted. Who do you expect to see driving here tonight? TNR Esports have got Dantan, Onioli, Thomas and Torpedro. All 4 of them are in the lobby. TNR Academy have got Lord Holton, Bararemi, Mr. Spinalot, and Olive Vestley. It's weird reading the names off the graphic and then into the lobby. I'm like missing a couple of letters right at the end of the name. But there we go. We can't fit them all on the graphics there. But Mr. Spinalot for OWR, we've got Lord Holton also in. We do also have, I do believe, the other 2 for Nexus Academy joining very soon indeed. I can't see anybody there out of them. Vortex Racing, very strong lineup here tonight. VRT Midnight, VRT Schiaparelli. Schiaparelli I commentate on in League of Europe Division 1. Pleasure to have him racing here tonight. Watch out for him out on track. We've also got Loney27 and Venom going to be racing. So Venom, I think, is a change of name. So VRT Venom coming in for Fran, who was due to race, I do believe. Team Speed, represented by Checo, Senna, Knighton and Will. Pretty much the same lineup since round 1 of the championship. Mini League 1, of course, that was. And Nexus Clone, Nexus Iceman, Nexus Aspects and Nexus James I've got down. We've got Dynamic in the meantime. So Nexus Dynamic has came in as a reserve, but we have got Clone as well here with Iceman and Aspects. So Dynamic coming in as a reserve driver here tonight. And of course, we are off to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, which has played host recently to the real-life Formula 1 Grand Prix, where Lewis Hamilton nearly claimed the championship. He did claim it in the USA. I'm sorry if I've spoilt that for anyone. But there are 17 corners for the drivers to really take in. Very long start-finish straight down into turn 1. That's where one of the DRS zones are. The other DRS zone is between turns 3 and 4. And the other DRS zone, which I don't think has been added on this game, is between turns 11 and 12. So just out of the S section, which sort of mimics Maggotts and Beckett, I think. But it is going to be quite different here for the drivers out on track. And then, of course, they go to Brazil. Bit of facts, though, about the Mexico City track. The track entirely is centred around a former baseball stadium. Formula 1 cars first raced around here in 1962. Returned the following year in the Bonafide Grand Prix. That was won by Jim Clark. And the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez sits just over 2 kilometres above sea level, making the 4.3 kilometre lap for the drivers here tonight a pretty breathless experience, and I'm sure their lungs will be filled up with oxygen right at the end of the race. They're going to be working so hard there out on track here tonight, and it is going to be really interesting to see who comes out on top. Of course, May remind you of the point scoring. Nexus Academy lead on 121 points, with VRT in second on 115, so only 6 points separating those. Team Speed, after a disappointing Spanish Grand Prix last time out, Will obviously winning that and then being out of Belgium. Hopefully he can recover for Team Speed. They're in third on 81 points. TNR Esports in fourth on 67, and TNR Academy in fifth on 37 points. That's how we look. We should be getting going very shortly indeed. We are missing 2 drivers, I do believe, of the TNR Academy. They are represented, of course, by the OWR tags on their name. Mr. Spinnerlot is here. Lord Holton is here. The other 2 aren't, so I'm not sure if TNR Academy are going to be having 2 drivers out on track, or if we're just going to be waiting for them, who knows. It has reached 7 o'clock. We should be getting going very shortly indeed. I'm going to have a check of the comment section, see how you guys are waiting here, and see how you guys are doing here tonight. Dynamic is James. Yeah, Nexus James, Nexus Dynamic. I've had the privilege of him being in one of my former leagues as well, and I've had the privilege of racing about on track as well. So just a bit of background about Nexus Dynamic there. Z3 sir saying come on TNR and come on Speed Will, for clear support for Will. Lars Hallen coming in and saying let's go OWR, and Andreas as well coming on. Plenty of support for the TNR and the OWR boys here tonight. Can we show some support, of course, for the other teams out on track? I think VRT could do a great job here out on track, I've got to be honest. I predicted them alongside Alan Kay, of course, last week, 2 weeks ago in fact. I thought VRT was going to win the whole thing, just based on pace alone. I thought they were going to win. Obviously the results haven't gone their way yet. They are only 6 points off the top, and we should be getting going very shortly indeed. There is a Norwegian driver just joined. My name glitch has appeared on screen at the perfect timing, so unfortunately I can't tell you who that is. If somebody can be wise enough to tell me who that is, be much appreciated. But we are going to go here for one-shot qualifying, an 18-lap race distance of 25%. Not your traditional league format these days. The majority of the leagues these days, 25%. Pretty much taking it back to the old school F1 days, certainly from my perspective anyways, where I used to run leagues on F1 2012, F1 2013. Certainly there was a lot of, let's just say, a lot of fun back in those days, and the majority of the races were 25%. Obviously, with more endurance levels coming out, it is 50% racing. Normally for league racing, it is 25%, of course, here for the mini league tonight. That being said, we are about to get going with 19 drivers out on track, ready to do battle for their teams. Hopefully we are going to be expecting clean and competitive racing throughout tonight's racing action. Of course, there were a few incidents from the last 2 weeks, ago with the mini league. Hopefully we are going to be seeing clean and competitive racing. I'm sure you guys as the viewers want to see clean and competitive racing as well out on track, and ensuring that the teams fight fairly and squarely here in Mexico. VRT Chapelelli just waiting on for him to ready up. We go on board with TNR Oneoli. So Oneoli is on a lap. We're about to get started here at Autodromo Manos Rodriguez. They all come across the line. Lord Hulton, Senna and Aspect near the top of the timings at the minute. Oneoli now coming down the straight, and look at him shooting up with that straight line speed already. Oneoli down into turn 1. Looking very nice. Similar to an Alfa Romeo sort of livery going on there. Oneoli now comes through turns 2 and 3. We'll open up the second DRS zone. Of course, the DRS zone was down the start-finish straight, now down into turn 4. Speed Will, Midnight, Loney find it out at the top. Oneoli's right up there though for the OWR, for the TNR Esports team. Through the sector 1 he goes. Now into this tricky middle section, separating of course into the baseball stadium, which will be coming up in a couple of corners time. They now reach the S section, and Oneoli coming through the S section now, looking good here, and has invalidated that lap in fact. So Oneoli has had an invalidation. We'll go on board with Speed Will, and he's got an invalidation. It's literally nobody wants to set a lap for me here tonight. Let's go on board with Midnight then, who is at the top of the timing screen. Iceman coming up nicely. Chapelelli, VRT gonna have possibly 3 in the top 4. Certainly, as they come into the final corner, through the baseball stadium, into the final corner, Midnight, I think, is going to take this for the VRT team out on track. Speed Will is being disqualified, 14.4 for Midnight, and there's a VRT 1, 2, 3. So Midnight has got pole position. Schiaparelli in second and Loney in third. As we'll run down the rest of the grid as it is. So Midnight takes it by nearly 0.3 of a second. Dominant display out on track from him. Schiaparelli in second with Loney in third. Pedro in fourth for the TNR team with Nexus filling out 5th, 6th and 7th with Iceman, Aspects and Clone. Dantan is in 8th with Venom in 9th. The VRT team, 4 drivers in the top 10, not too bad. Speed Senna in 10th, Bararemi in 11th, Speed Checo in 12th, Lord Holton in 13th. Everyone else disqualified due to lap invalidations. Dynamic, Will, Thomas, Knighton, Mr. Spinlaw and One Ollie. And that is how that grid order stands. And of course these drivers, especially the bottom half of the field, will have free choice of the tyres. Of course, the top 10 qualifying, starting on their qualified tyres. So they're starting on the soft compound tyres and they will be wearing just a little bit more than some of the guys that will be on a fresher strategy right down at the back of the field. But we are going to get going here for 18 laps of racing here at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. Hopefully you guys enjoying the stream so far. Of course, Mini League 2 and Mini League 1 do follow us after this. And we will be getting going, of course, for the Mexican Grand Prix very shortly indeed. I'm going to have a look at the comments section in the meantime. We're going now, says Jared. So that was Z3, so saying that. Darkbolt saying, sup, James. Good evening to Darkbolt. Hopefully you're doing well, Jordan. And go on Pedo as well. Team Nowhere Racing Esports coming in. So that's TNR coming in there as well. With that, plenty of support for TNR. What's wrong with the other teams? Come on. Midnight set us off then on this formation lap. Do put in your predictions for your top 3 out on track, whether that be teams or drivers. Primarily drivers, I think. I will be predicting my top 3 at the end of the formation lap. But looking down, there's not a real difference in the strategies, to be honest. Bararemi, Lord Holton and Thomas going for setting medium compound of tyres. If you are new to Formula 1, the medium compound of tyres is in the middle of the 3 compound of tyres available to the drivers here tonight. Softs and hards are the other 2. And essentially, if you are going on a medium strategy, you will get further and deeper into the race. However, your tyres will warm up a lot slower compared to the soft compound of tyres, especially. The soft compound of tyres, separated from Checo, Dynamic, Will, Knighton, Mrs. Spinello and One Ollie. They're all on the soft compound of tyres. They're on the fastest compound of tyres, but they do wear quicker. Hopefully that's just a little bit of a guidance to those of you who might be tuning in for the first time to the Mini League and might be for the first time into Formula 1. And I do welcome you if you are one of those people as well. But as we come towards the end of the formation lap, Midnight, Schiaparelli and Loney, VRT clearly at the top 3, clearly going to be trying to make a statement here tonight in the first race at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez here in Mexico City. Going very slow out on track, I've got to admit. Everyone now coming through the S section, just taking their time. Clone and Venom holding up everyone, it seems, according to the timing screens. Midnight is just holding everyone up here. It's almost as if we're going to get ready for a rolling start like we see in GT Sport nowadays. But they come into the baseball stadium. Baseball stadium, of course, an old feature of the old track here at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico City. As we come into that baseball stadium now, and go through towards turn 16, which is this one here, and then turn 17, and now at the end of the lap. So my top 3 coming into tonight, I think we are going to see a bit of a mix-up from this grid, to be honest. I'm going to go Schiaparelli for the win, just primarily because I know what his pace is like in League of Europe Division 1 where I commentate on a Saturday night. He is very, very quick there and right up in the championship standings. Schiaparelli for P1, I think we're going to see Will in P2 and Midnight in P3. There you go, that's my top 3 here tonight. One Ollie and Mr. Spinalot now coming and joining at the back of the grid. We should be getting going for 18 laps very shortly here at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico City. And the light sequence is about to come on. Who's going to get the best start? There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. Don't worry about that. Mini League action about to begin here in Mexico. It's lights out and away we go. Very good start by pretty much everyone. Midnight and Schiaparelli. Great start by Loney, however. Loney and Schiaparelli get a great start. Midnight has had an absolute horror of a start. Pedro's already gone past him. Everyone flying down into turn 1 now. A little bit of contact in the background. Lord Holton and One Ollie, I think, getting quite caught up. 3 wide into turn 1 they go, and Loney is up the inside and defends the position. So Loney into P1, to Pedro down into P2, Chapelletti in P3, next is Aspects is up to 4th. Great start from him. Bit of contact in the background there, I think, between some of the speed guys and maybe some of the OWR guys as well involved in that. But Loney leads the way to Pedro in 2nd. Chapelletti just ran off track there slightly. The VRT driver trying to go around the outside of the TNR driver. Now they come into the middle sector. This is where pretty much single file is key until Pedro holds on to that position somehow. Loney getting away though, 7/10 of a second from Pedro in 2nd. What a stop by Will. He's already into 7th position. There's the position changes already as we go through into lap 1. Speed Will has already gained 8 positions out on track. He means business here tonight. But Loney, 5/10 of a second leading as they come into the baseball stadium for the first time. Loney leads the way, 5/10 of a second to Pedro 2nd. Will Hilton has picked up a 3-second time penalty for corner cut, and it was getting a little bit close right in the background of shot, but Loney leads the way at the end of lap 1 with Pedro in 2nd, Chapelletti in 3rd. There's 700ths of a second separating these two as they fly underneath us. Chapelletti on the outside line, Pedro on the inside line. A bit of a shocking camera angle going on. 5-second time penalty for Mr. Spinalot in the pit lane. Pedro up the inside. A little bit of a frame drop there, but Chapelletti has got the move done. So the German takes past and into P2. Venom and Aspects find it out. Venom gets past and he's up to 4th place. Dantan is round in the background, I do believe. VRT Midnight is coming on this. Little bit of lag going on. 3 wide into turn 4. Next is Aspects. Next is VRT Midnight. VRT Venom. There's a lot happening here. Speed Will's also involved in this battle, and the battle for 4th really rages on as Aspects tries to defend Midnight. Just a little bit of a slide there. Speed Will trying to get both of them down the inside. Not going to try the move. It is all hell for leather here out on track, and the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez Loney leads the way by a second from Chapelletti in 2nd. Let's go on board with Knighton, who's right on the back of Iceman. Just cuts the corner slightly, might pick up a 3-second time penalty, or at least a warning for that. Will now right on the back of Midnight with Senna under pressure from Iceman further down the field as well. This is for 8th and 9th out on track. Midnight has lost the position, Aspects has lost the position just ahead. We didn't really see what happened in front due to the camera angles. Loney leads the way. Chapelletti sets a new fastest lap of the race. Quick, sharp, snappy action here out on track. Loney leads the way by 6/10 of a second. Chapelletti in 2nd to Pedro in 3rd. Venom in 4th as they go side by side. Now it's Midnight. Look at this. Look at this. Venom and Speed Will. There's pretty much 2 by 2. Nearly 4 wide into turn 1. 3 wide certainly not going to go. Venom and Speed Will fight, and Speed Will somehow has got that move done. So Will is up to 4th position. Fantastic driving pretty much by everyone now, I've got to be honest. Brilliant stuff. Midnight is up to 5th. Venom drops back behind Aspects and Midnight respectively. So Midnight into P5. There's a lot happening here out on track. You can probably appreciate me trying to keep up with everything. Clone and Knighton now side by side into 2nd sector. Knighton has got the move done on Clone and is up to P10. So Knighton is through. He's up to P10, making good progress for the Speed team. Clone now down to 11. Position changes, as I say. Speed will up to 11 positions gained. He's up to 4th position. Knighton's picked up a 3-second time penalty. Again, just got to be careful running through that S section. There is a bit of a penalty haven through there, if I've got to be honest. Dynamic is now under attack from Onioli. Checo right on the back of this as well. Further down the field, the battle for the lead has just halted from leading Loney and Chapelletti to Pedro in 3rd and Speed Will in 4th, and Speed Will sets a new fastest lap of the race with a 1:17.4. Dynamic on the back of his teammate Clone, but he could come under pressure from Onioli as well. Iceman now is under attack from Knighton, and in fact Clone is attacking Knighton, sorry. So Clone down the inside on Knighton, down into turn 1, should be done. Two Brits going at it. Clone and Knighton. Helpful level, a little bit of a lag. Contact there, if I've got to be honest. Clone contacts the back end, the front end just slightly on Knighton. Not going to be too displeased, I think, with that. Onioli's trying to go up the inside of Dynamic. This is for P12 and gets the move done. So Onioli making eye-catching progress there through the field, getting 7 positions from the start. And Onioli is getting another position. He's up to 12th position. Venom right on the back of Aspects though in the meantime. 6th place out on track. It's a battle for 6th out on track, I should say. Aspects and Venom. And Aspect now under pressure from Venom. Much cleaner exit there from Venom, if I've got to be honest. Iceman should be coming side by side with Senna in the background as well. Iceman trying to go around the outside of the brakes on his fellow countryman. Not quite. Plunge right on the back of this. Oh, and there's a spinner in the background next to Dynamic. I'm not sure if there was contact there in the background, but Dynamic is round, just coming into the baseball stadium section. Speed Will again sets a new fastest lap of the race, and Venom is right on the back of Aspects. So all the action really happening in this mid-pack. Senna is into the pit, Knighton into the pit. Don't be surprised by that. They're into the pit. They're on the soft compound of tyres, so they're obviously wearing a lot quicker than expected. Venom trying to go down the inside of Aspects. Not going to commit the move though down the inside, and Aspects holds on to that 6th position for now. We can take a bit of a debrief. Loney leads the way, Schiaparelli in second, to Pedro in third. Great action pretty much by everyone out on track. This is what we like to see here in Mini League 3, and of course I may remind you, Mini League 2 and Mini League 1 will follow us here straight after this pretty much, both in Mexico and Brazil. Venom still on the back of Aspects though for 6th position. Just having a look further down the field, not quite close enough anybody for a move. He's gone board with a battle for the lead though in the meantime. Loney leads the way by 8/10 of a second. Schiaparelli in second, so the two Germans out front for the VRT team, and they've got 4 drivers in the top 7 here out on track. So 4 drivers for the VRT team in the top 7. Nexus Aspects as Dantan is out the race. I think he's lost that through the S section. Dantan is probably on the left hand side here. There he is. Dantan is out the race. The first casualty out on track here tonight. Unfortunate, I think, but he did lose that back end clearly. Schiaparelli then is on the back of Loney. Loney, I think, just going to settle this, and Schiaparelli is through already down the straight. He'll drop into the slipstream. Speed Will is on the back of Pedro, and Will trying to go around the outside of Pedro. A little bit deep into the corner there, the TNR driver. Speed Will trying to measure up a move, possibly into turn 4. It is going to be side by side as he opens up the DRS. Both of them do have DRS, however. Loney right on the back of Schiaparelli, trying to get past Will, trying to go late on the brakes, down the inside into turn 4, commits the move. Brilliant stuff by Will, and he's up to 3rd place, and he really has caught the eye in this race. Again, look at the positions, 12 positions gained for Will. Fantastic, fantastic progress through the field. And do you know what? I think my prediction is pretty much on here. Schiaparelli, Will and Loney in the top 3. I'm very happy with my predictions so far. Venom on the back of Nexus Aspects then. We are a third of the way through. Schiaparelli does lead after getting that move done down the start-finish straight. Loney in second, Will in third, but Will is catching the eye in that 3rd position. We're on board though with Venom, who is trying to chase down Aspects. This is for 6th and 7th out on track. Nyson again picks up a 3-second time penalty. Just got to be careful, doesn't want to be picking up too many of those, because it can affect his performance and his own team performance right at the end of this race. And of course, official, unofficial results will be ratified after this. Speed Will right on the back of Loney though, running down the straight, 2.5-10 spot with Loney in the slipstream of Schiaparelli, as that is Midnight getting close to the back of Pedro, and Venom and Aspects now go side by side down into turn 1. Oh, and Aspects has left the session. That's a bit of a weird one there, bit of a disconnect. Really caught into a bit of a spin. Didn't catch a bit of a spin at all. That's just pure disconnect. As Will is up the inside of Loney. Ooh, nearly 3 wide out of turn 4. Will now on the switch back down the inside into turn 6. He's going to get the move done. So Will really eyeing up his opposition here tonight, and he is flying through the field. He's up to 2nd place, Loney in 3rd, and now Pedro Midnight could have a bit of a say in this as well. Schiaparelli leads from Will in 2nd, getting the move done on Loney into that 2nd sector. Great stuff from Will. Loney in 3rd, Pedro in 4th, Midnight in 5th position for the majority of this field, and I'm sure you guys are enjoying this so far. This has been thrilling stuff so far from everyone out on track, which is great to see. And if you can call it, it's a 5-car train now developing. Aspects is coming back into the session. That's why you see the name disappeared on the left hand side of your screen, as well as into the pits. So Will into the pits, Loney into the pits. Got to be careful under the brakes. Not picking up any penalties, I don't think there. I'll just pick out on race director there, just to pick up if there was any yellow flags or anything, because I have been having that glitch in this race. So with now plenty of drivers pitting in, Schiaparelli does now lead the way. Midnight is in 2nd, Venom in 3rd, as Midnight catches a bit of oversteer out on the outside there. Goodness me. Midnight having a bit of trouble. Venom in 3rd, Aspects in 4th. Iceman in 4th, Thomas in 5th. With Aspects now in 6th, he will be joining back hopefully very soon into the race, as Beraremi goes nearly sliding through turn 1. It is a bit of a variant on the camera angle as well, right on the back of Beraremi. Knighton and Checo have changed positions further down the field. We're on board with Willow, trying to get past Beraremi, making sure he sticks a car in between himself and Loney, and that's exactly what he's done. Down the inside into turn 4, Will has got the move done and puts Bear Remy now in a bit of a pickle here, because Loney now could be held up by the OWR driver, or the TNR Academy driver, Will into 7th position. Go on board then with the speed battle, quite literally. Knighton and Senna and Checo all battling out. So 3 drivers here battling out on track. There are a bit of lack moments. Schiaparelli and Midnight are into the pits, so we'll go on board with that actually. And in fact, Torpedro and Dynamic now getting going. And Torpedro ran the outside into the baseball stadium section. Ooh, gets the move done through 14 and 15. Gets the move done. So Torpedro up to 10th position. So if we caught on board with that, Dynamic is into the pits. So where is Schiaparelli going to come out in all of this? It's pretty much side by side between Will and Schiaparelli out of the pits. We are halfway through here in Mini League 3. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Aspect has rejoined and he is into the pits, so that is good to see. Thomas now leads the way. A bit of a strange leader, to be honest. He hasn't pitted yet, that's why you see him out in front. Will in second, with Schiaparelli now in third. 4/10 of a second separating as they go down into turn 4. Loney now in 5th. Bear Remy did his job and is now holding up Midnight. So the VRT team really looking strong here. Venom's right on the back of this as well. And Vortex Racing look like they're going to be taking P1 out on track as Midnight is up the inside of Bear Remy. Doesn't hang about. Bear Remy probably will feel a judge by, but he was going to get past anyways by Midnight, and Midnight makes sure of it and he gets the move done on Bear Remy. Further down the field, however, still the speed train has now been joined by Nexus Aspects. So Knighton, Iceman, Aspects, Senna and Checo battling out for 11th place out on track. Of course, every point scoring position, every position you see is a point scoring one, so trust me, they are going to be getting points for this race. Thomas is into it from the lead of the race. He'll be joining, I would think, around this Knighton sort of area here. Iceman, Aspect, Senna, Checo just in behind. Senna picks up a 3-second time penalty just coming into the stadium section. Will though leads the way out on track. Schiaparelli trying to eye up the move down the inside, not quite, but Will does lead the way still, but an ultimate performance from him so far. Look at that, 14 positions gained. He's in the lead of the race. Will has been dominant. Schiaparelli in second, Loney in third. If Schiaparelli and Will could just swap positions, my prediction will be on. As we come now into the second sector with these two. As I say, we are more than halfway through. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream so far. Will does lead the way by 3/10 of a second from Schiaparelli. We'll go back on board with this speed battle though. Nexus sandwich now for Knighton. Trying to eye himself up and move down the inside. Not quite committing the move. Oh, and a little bit of lag moment there. Goodness me. Just made me jump a little bit. Thomas is on the back of Onioli. This is going to be position done for Thomas. And Onioli now lets him through. Quicker driver out on track. Thomas up to 9th. So the TNR team clearly using the tactical mindset here tonight to essentially get their way up the field, and TNR obviously reduced to 3 drivers with Dantan already out the race. It's near side-by-side action in the background. Aspects and Knighton once again going at it. Will does still lead the way by 6/10 of a second. Checo picks up a 3-second time penalty this time, as that was Senna going a little bit too deep into the baseball section. Midnight and Loney swap positions further up the field. Midnight is up to 3rd, Loney up to 4th. Loney down to 4th. VRT looking strong. 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th out on track. As you're about to see, Aspects get a cream cracked move done down the inside on Knighton. So Aspects is through on Knighton with the speed. Iceman trying to go all the way around the outside into turn 1, and Onioli trying to commit the move. And fair play to Iceman, he's got that move done. So Iceman clearly on the medium compound of tyres working better than the hards, and Iceman is up to 10th place. Great stuff from the Brit there on the Norwegian driver. Aspects, Knighton's, Checo and Senna. We'll go back on board with this battle for the lead. Senna obviously in 15th place. Will leads the way. Schiaparelli is in second. 5/10 of a second separating these guys out on track. I will check the comments after the first race has ended, so promise me I will read your comments, the best ones out of the stream. Will does lead the way though from Schiaparelli in second. 6/10 of a second on the exit of the final corner. There's a long start finish straight. Midnight sets the new fastest lap of the race. Schiaparelli getting closer to Will. There is a yellow flag in sector 3. It looks like it might be Onioli, possibly. It might be Bear Remy actually. Oh, Schiaparelli tries to go down the inside of Will. Bit of a half commitment there by the German, trying to get the move done on the Brit. And Chapelelli just got to hang fire for now. Just got to pick the right spot to try and go for the move. And Will going to try him on the inside line, but again, not quite. A bit of a lock up there from Will. Just gives Chapelelli a bit of a look into. These two now begin to battle here out in front. With Will leading the way from Chapelelli in second. Midnight in third, Loney in fourth, Venom to Pedro. Thomas is up to seventh. Good undercut from him. Clone in eighth, Iceman in ninth, Aspect in 10th. The undercut, of course, is quite potent. Will has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Loney picks up a 3-second time penalty, as does Chapelelli. So all three of those, 3 out of the top 4 have just picked up 3-second time penalties. And I'll quickly have a look through the top 10. Penalty for Will. 2 penalties for Chapelelli, including a 5-second time penalty. Penalty for Midnight. Loney with 3 penalties, might be costly for him. 3 warnings for Venom. Pedro has got a penalty. Thomas has got 3 warnings. Clone has got 2 penalties. Iceman has got a warning, and Aspect has got a penalty as well. That's the top 10. As Chapelelli again closes in on Will. Not going to be close enough though. Down into turn 1. I don't think he is going to go for the inside move down into turn 1. Will covers the move off around the outside, and still Will leads the way. Thomas 16 after that for the race. 16-4. Checkles picked up a 3-second time penalty as well. Will does lead the way, but for how long? Because Chapelelli trying to eye him up around the outside here. The German laying on the brakes, trying to go all the way around the outside. He's gone way too deep there. He is going to get the move done, or is he? Because the switchback is now for Will, and he's got the move done once again. Side-by-side action here in Mexico, and Will somehow pulls off the undercut once again, gets the move done, pulls off the switchback. Will is up to P1 once again. Chapelelli just aiming way too deep into turn 4, giving Will another look in. Chapelelli now back down into second, trying to get the move done, and that ultimately I think has cost him a bit of a look in on this lap, certainly. 5/10 of a second separating Will and Chapelelli now out on track. There is still battles going on further down the field. We'll come to them in a little while, but Will does lead the way from Chapelelli in second place. Midnight has gained as a result of that. 1.7 seconds off. Loney in fourth with Venom in fifth. But remember the penalties, as Thomas has just picked up a 3-second time penalty. The penalties will be quite costly for these guys. With 5 laps to go here in Mexico. It's Will who leads the way, Chapelelli in second, and as I said, that look in down into turn 4 has really cost Chapelelli. He closes in, aims for the entry speed more than anything else going into the corners, and that ultimately just costs him. Will finding time out of the corners. That's what he wouldn't be doing around a track like this. In the meantime, Checo trying to chase down speed. Senna will go back on board with battle for the lead as they come towards the end of the lap, but Checo and Oli now closing in. Checo eyeing up a move here on speed Senna, and it's going to be easily down the inside. Checo got the move done. Speed Senna possibly saving up a bit of ERS there. Start made it look easier than normal. Checo's got the move done, and he's up to P12. So the speed guys running quite consistently further down the field. Of course, Will, their main man, in the top spot at the minute. Only Oli in the background as Senna tries to cut across. Only Oli goes deep down into turn 4. Just comes and maybe clips off an end plate there actually. But Only Oli has got that move done. Senna has a look in down the inside. Bit of aggressive racing between these two. But Only Oli gets the move done. And he's up to 13th place. Good stuff there by the Norwegian. Just a bit of banging wheels more than anything else. As Only Oli gets the move done. Senna, of course, on the mediums will try and have a look in. But 9 laps all mediums compared to 6 lap all hards. The hards are now going to be coming into play compared to those mediums. As we are at the end of lap 14, on to 15 we go. 4 laps to go here in Mexico, and Will still leads the way from Chapelelli in second. Midnight maintaining that gap at 1.7 seconds in third. Loney in fourth, Venom in fifth. Pretty much looks like the top 5 is nailed on, I would say. There is a yellow flag in sector 1, and Loney is round, I do believe. Loney is round. I might have just caught on the back of shot, and he's spun on the outside curb coming through turn 3. Senna is right on the back of Only Oli, though, in the meantime. That's what I was going to come across to. Senna and Only Oli again banging wheels down the straight. Senna has got the move done, though, and he's up to 13th once again. So Senna gets the move done on Only Oli. Picks up a 3-second time penalty there. So Senna up to 13th. Only Oli down into 14th. Will again picks up a 3-second time penalty. Might just give Chapelelli now another look in. Of course, he has got that 5-second time penalty. Will has still got, I think, 2 seconds buffer over Chapelelli at this stage of the race. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I do believe he's got 2 seconds buffer over Chapelelli behind. It might be Midnight who takes the win entirely. I don't think he's got any penalties at all. Will, with 3 laps to go, leads the way, but Is he going to hold on to that position? Schiaparelli now hunting him down once again down the long start-finish straight. Down into turn 1, might have another look into, again, bit of a half commitment, needing a bit of contact there actually. Schiaparelli just has to correct himself on the exit of turn 1, now through turns 2 and 3, and Will once again just pulls off the exit speed and just gains that position. This is the closest battle now out on track currently. Will still leads the way from Schiaparelli, with Midnight hunting him down in 3rd position. Look at this, Midnight beginning to hunt him down. 1 second is the gap. He is saving up his ERS on this lap as well, with 2.5 laps to go. It's still Will, Schiaparelli and Midnight, your top 3. Only Ollie and Senna again looking quite close. I'm not going to go on board, I don't think that's close enough at this stage. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this so far. Schiaparelli picks up another 3-second time penalty, so the buffer now has increased to that 5-second gap. Will be happy about that. But I'm going to have another look in at the top 3 here. Just give you an update on the penalties. Will has got 2 penalties. And has picked up another 2 warnings on that lap as well. 3 penalties for Schiaparelli, 11 seconds, 6 seconds for Will, 5-second buffer. Midnight has got 2 penalties, so it looks like it is going to go to Will out on track as we start the final 2 laps. The penultimate lap of the race, Will leads the way by nearly a second. Schiaparelli again closes him down, not going to be close enough for the move. Thomas in the meantime is on the back of Loney. After Loney's mistake, Thomas now on the set of softs, beginning to chase down Loney in a set of mediums. Don't be surprised if these two are actually on the same tyre wear level at the minute. Loney, of course, on 9-lap mediums will be probably around the same as 7-lap old softs. Might even be 6-lap old softs that get there. He closes in right down into turns 1, 2 and 3. Into the chicane he goes. Thomas right on the back of Loney. Schiaparelli's right on the back of Will all of a sudden as well. But Thomas right on the back, trying to lunge up the inside. Not quite. Bit of a half commitment there from Thomas. Doesn't want to try and get the move done and wants to make sure that it is clean and competitive racing here out on track. Once again, a little bit of a lag moment there. Loney and Thomas. But battle for the lead once again. We'll go back on board with this on the final lap of the race. Oh, Schiaparelli! Just misjudges his braking point, contacts the back of Will, give him credit, he has waited up for him, he could have just easily tried to get the move done there, but Schiaparelli, the sportsman that he is, has let Will continue on the lead of the race. Final lap to go. Midnight could have another look in here as well. Will leads the way. Schiaparelli in second. Look at the closing screen now from the German. The Brit is going to have to defend the inside line. I think, though, Schiaparelli is going to get the move done as we change camera angles. Schiaparelli around the outside of the VRT team gets the move done. Round the outside into turn 1. Schiaparelli gets the move done. It's not all over until the fat lady sings, though, because Will is right on the back. Midnight in third as well. Will trying to get the move done. Not going to commit the move down the inside. He is going to commit the move down the inside. Locks up. A little bit of contact there on the apex of the corner. Thomas is through on Loney as well. Will trying to get the inside line on Schiaparelli. This is all hell to leather. Here, Will just like the back end slightly and has just lost out. It's still pretty much side by side. Look at the 3 of them. Midnight all of a sudden has got into this. The VRT team wanting to sandwich Will. Here on the final lap of the race, there's a bit of contact. Will just takes a bit too much speed through there. Quite literally, Schiaparelli spins. That's going to have to be looked at. Midnight now takes the lead of the race as a result. Will in second. This is still not all over though. Midnight and Will, these two are on the same amount of penalties. 6 seconds worth of penalties for these two. Into the final corner on the final lap of the race. Midnight is going to take it for the VRT team. Midnight will win. Speed Will in second. Getting another penalty right at the end of the race. Venom will be coming across the line in third. Getting second, in fact, because of Will's penalties. Schiaparelli across the line in fourth. Gets that 5-second time penalty added on. So Pedro now finishes fourth. Thomas will be coming across the line. Good, strong showing from the TNR team here. To Pedro fourth. Thomas in fifth. Schiaparelli sixth. Loney in seventh. Iceman up to fourth. Iceman up to fourth. Nicks it for Nexus. Clone across the line in 10th. Aspects came across the line in 9th as well. Knighton across the line in 11th. Will get changeover, I think, here with the positions. Senna, gains on Checo. But I think they stays the same. Only Ollie gains that position. Ultimately, Nexus Dynamic coming across the line in 15th. These are some of the forgotten guys that I didn't really have a chance to go on board with in this race. Dynamic across the line in 15th. Bear Remy, after early contact, coming across the line in 16th position. Sorry, it was Lord Holton that had early contact with, I think, Mr. Spin-A-Lot. So two of the OWR drivers possibly coming together there. Lord Holton coming across the line in 17th and Mr. Spin-A-Lot coming across the line in 18th position. If you thought that was fun, My God, we've got another race to come, and it's Brazil. The Autodromo Juan Carlos Pache will Hilton across the line in 17th, but your winner for Mini League 3 is VRT Midnight, who takes it on the final lap of the race to win here in Mexico. So to now come to the top of the podium now. Los Toriados better go off in the background. And it is Midnight who takes the win. Speedwell has left the session. Ultimately, I'm not sure if Speed might be changing their drivers for the second race. Obviously making contact with Chapelletti. That, of course, will have to get looked into. Do send your footage in to the stewards, your respective team owners, which will then forward it on to our stewards, who will have a look at the footage independently and then give a review and change any points. But Midnight takes it. The official, unofficial result out on track is Midnight takes the win. Venom in second, VRT 1-2, and I think, don't correct me if I'm wrong, I believe VRT have taken the lead in the team battle here. Will in third, Iceman in fourth, to Pedro in fifth, Thomas in sixth, Chapelletti down in seventh after that contact, Loni in eighth, Aspects in ninth, Clone in 10th, Onioli in 11th, Knighton in 12th, Senna, Checo, Dynamic round off the top 15, Beremi, Lord Hulter, Mr. Spinalot also getting round, Dantan, DNFing, losing it from the S section, the fearsome S section. Over and done with for tonight. We've got Interlagos to come here for Mini League 3. Let's have a tune into your comments then, see what you guys have been saying as a result of the first race. Quite thrilling action out on track. Looking at most of the guys, what has just happened? I know. What honestly has just happened, Super Guy? I couldn't really explain it, to be honest. It'll be best looked into by the stewards, of course, as a result of the contact between Will and Chapelletti. It almost looked like I thought Will took a little bit too much speed compared to Chapelletti. Chapelletti might just try to aim for the exit out of the corner of the S section, and then Will obviously trying to get the move done, trying to go around the outside, and then Midnight in the background. Bit of a Constantino effect. The contact has been made. That, I think, is my opinion on things. Of course, the stewards might have a different opinion as well. Do send in your footage, though. Do send in the footage. It's crucial we get it, because if you don't send in the footage, nothing gets investigated. It's as simple as that. But for round 2 of the championship, for round 4 of the championship here, round 2 of the evening, it is Brazil. It is the Autodromo Juan Carlos Pache, and we are getting going here for, again, 18 laps for the Brazil race here tonight. It should be great action. Of course, out on track, short, sharp, snappy racing once again here. Clean and competitive as well. Do believe Speedwell has joined as a result of his disconnect. Obviously feeling quite frustrated with himself, possibly after that first race. It is good, though, he has came in to join for this second race. Hopefully we will be seeing him at his best once again here tonight. And ultimately we can't take it away from him. Great run through the field from 15th up to 3rd in the end. Should be quite proud of that, I think. But again, one-shot qualifying about to begin here for round 4 and the final round of this Mini League 3. Speedwell has rejoined, which is good to see. 19 drivers about to do battle again out on track. We haven't got an updated standings, I'm afraid. Alan Kay taken up on Mini League 2 duty. He's going to be competing for the TTG Academy team there tonight. And Mini League 2 does in fact start in about 5 minutes time, with Kieran McGinley taking you through that one. So don't tune out, tune in to Mini League 3. You want to see how this is going to end up, because it is still quite close between VRT and Nexus. ILRT have been dominating things in Mini League 2, but we are about to get going here in Brazil for one-shot qualifying. Eventually, there we go. Going on board then with Beremi. So again, another TNR Academy driver that we go on board with. Let's get the detailed telemetry and lap data up, down into turn 1. Senna already at the top of the timing screen, it seems. Midnight to Pedro. Obviously, this is going to change quite a lot. Beremi down at the back. Speedwell has retired from the session. Possible last to first challenge, maybe. Venom right down at the back of the field early. Speed Checo has retired from the session. Clear, maybe, that he has lost the car somewhere out on track. Beremi down at the back, though. Midnight is leading the way, though. We'll go on board with Midnight. Beremi leads in 17th position at the minute, but Aspect now. Obviously it is going to change. Midnight though looking strong here on this lap. Halfway through the middle sector, and once again this track is quite above sea level. Lovely new camera angle that is that they've added in a couple of months ago. Lovely new camera angle, almost a panning shot along like a rail cam almost. 51.8 through the middle sector though from Midnight. Senna has retired as well, so speed drivers starting from the back might not be too bad of a tactic, to be honest. Midnight now through the final corner. Looks like he's going to take this out on track. Schiaparelli could nick it from him. Midnight across the line. 108.379. Just a tenth of a second. Plenty of disqualifications on that lap. Clearly drivers feeling that they could go round on a lap. It's better, I think, to retire than it is to go round on a lap that is invalidated. You do inevitably get disqualified right at the end still, though. Midnight takes it by 7/700ths of a second, I should say. It's Schiaparelli in second. Aspect in third. Dantan, good qualifying from him in fourth. Onioli in fifth. Knighton in sixth. Iceman in seventh. Loney in eighth. Clone in ninth. Torpedro in 10th. Thomas, Mr. Spinelot in 12th. They're the ones that completed the lap out on track. Senna, retired, I think, as a result of tactics, possibly from the speed team, has got him into 13th in though in the meantime. Dynamic in 14th, Lord Holton, Checo, Venom, Beremi and Will starting 17th, 18th and 19th respectively. You can tell my voice is just going slightly, but we are going to get going here for 18 laps of racing here at Interlagos, the Autodromo Juan Carlos Pache, and we are about to go for the round 4 of the mini league here tonight, and I can't wait. It's going to be fantastic once again here. Action out on track, and yeah, TNR Academy do only have 3 drivers, which is a shame. It is a shame. Esports also going on. If you want an update on the esports, I've just seen the round 7 result from Hockenheim. Jano Opmir took it from Joni Tomala, and David Tanitsa finished 3rd. I'm sure you guys will be watching that after this, but there you go. That's just a bit of a brief update there on the esports that is happening here tonight. Mini League 3 though, we are about to get going here for 18 laps worth of action, and indeed the formation lap as well. Just about to get going for this formation lap now, where titles have been decided before, famously in 2008 with the oh my god, it's Glock moment. Hamilton obviously taking the title from Felipe Massa, the homeboy, back in 2008. But we are here for the final round of the Mini League 3. And this is going to be great. Midnight, Schiaparelli, Aspects of the top 3 out on track again. Not really much of a change in terms of the tyre strategy. Certainly Thomas, Dynamic and Checo, it seems, going on the medium compound of tyres. Soft compound of tyres for the rest, which is Mr. Spinelot, Senna, Lord Holton, Venom, Beremi and Will. Of course, remember the top 10 have already qualified on a set of soft compound of tyres, and they'll be starting on that set of soft compound of tyres for this race. Expect them to pay at lap 5, lap 6, like you did in Mexico. Maybe can last it just a little bit longer, but a one-stop strategy, of course, will be on, unless contact is made, and then it might be a two-stop strategy. But it's going to be quite compact racing. There's going to be a lot of action happening early on in this race once again. I will try and keep up with pretty much everything if I can. I do apologise if I don't try and go on board with your favourite driver or anything like that, or your favourite team. We'll try and go for the best action out on track, of course, to try and promote the league further and to ensure that clean and competitive racing is shown a majority of the times. At the end of the formation lap here, they're about to come up the hill into the final couple of corners. Midnight just backing up the pack quite nicely once again. We should be getting going here, as I say, for 18 laps worth of racing. 18 laps to decide who wins Mini League 3 and who gets promoted. Of course, if we do have a Mini League 4, then we will be saying goodbye to a team from Mini League 3 as well. Never know, expansion plans may be along the lines of that. I haven't even been filled in on them yet. My top 3 though, from a personal driver's perspective, from a top 3, I'm going to go for... I'm going to go Midnight for the win. I'm going to go for Schiaparelli second and Will in third. I don't feel like I've got confidence in Will, especially because he's starting from the back of the field. Of course, he's got to try and make a lot of positions early on and try and mask his way through all the hordes of the drivers that are going to be fighting out on track in front of him. We are about to get going here for 18 laps, which will decide who is champion of Mini League 3. Which team is going to come out on top? The 5 red lights are on to go racing here for round 4 in Brazil. Light down, away we go. Good start by Chapelelli. Midnight gets off the launch well, but Chapelelli, I think, has got the great launch down the inside. Dantan trying to go up the inside as well, but Chapelelli has got the lead into turn 1 through the centre as they go for the first time. A little bit of contact in behind. There's all sorts of carnage going on in the background. Dynamic Lord Holton getting caught up in something now. Mr. Spinalot is round as well. Midnight and Chapelelli go side by side, and it is Midnight who takes the lead of the race, and that is Top Pedro going down the inside of Loney, I do believe, trying to go down the inside there. The TNR driver on Loney further down the field, but Midnight leads the way up the hill. Chapelelli in second, Dantan right on the back in third, looking for much improved performance. Bear Remy is already out the race, has retired out on track. Only Ollie is off track. There's a bit of front wing damage coming off somebody's car there. I have a feeling it might have been Knighton's actually. Somebody has lost an end plate anyways. Down into, let's see if we can swallow it out. It is in fact only Ollie who's actually lost his left side end plate. Will is up to 11th place early. Thomas is fighting with him as they go side by side down the hill. Goodness me, if he gets this move done, Will down the inside on Thomas, trying to get the move done. Thomas runs wide, he gets the move done. Little bit of contact. Oh, who was that? Knighton, I think that was. And only Ollie coming into contact. Knighton, that needs looking at, and again that's a bit of dangerous coming across the line there. Goodness me. Oh, gonna have to have a look into that one. Midnight though leads the way, 9/10 of a second. Dantan in second, sorry, Chapelelli in second, Dantan in third, Aspect in fourth, Loney in fifth, Clone in sixth. Quite remarkable that one, to be honest, from some of the drivers. To Pedro in in 8th behind Will. There is side by side action just in behind this actually. Iceman and Thomas 10th and 11th. We have lost only Ollie as a result of that contact, it seemed. Not sure if Knighton actually lost the back end. It's really difficult to actually pinpoint, but definitely contact was made between Knighton and Only Ollie. I do believe, I'm certain on that. I'm not 100% sure, I'm about 90% sure on that. Thomas and Iceman, they go side by side through the middle sector. Thomas is down the inside on Iceman, trying to get the move done, and Senna is down the inside of Topedro just ahead. So Senna is up to 8th. Thomas has gained position on Iceman. He's up to 10th place as well. So the TNR drivers swapping one down, one up. Topedro 9th and Thomas in 10th as they reach the end of lap 2. Aspect's trying to get on the back now of Dantan as they run down the straight once again. Lap 3. Short, sharp, snappy racing once again. Midnight leads the way. Chapelelli in second. Dantan in third. Aspect's in 4th. As Midnight set the new fastest lap of the race there. Will is down the inside of Nexus Clone, not hanging about, and neither is Topedro trying to go up the inside of Speed Senna, sorry, not trying to get the move done. The move done wasn't quite there. Aspect once again on the back of Dantan. There is action going on further down the field. Topedro, Senna battling out. Topedro down the inside, got to give him credit, and he's got the move done. So Topedro down the inside, really mastered that scenario very nicely indeed. Topedro's up to 8th place, Senna now down to 9th, and he is in a bit of a TNR sandwich here with the main team separating Speedwell in a bit of a sandwich here. So Topedro on 8th, Thomas in 10th, Senna right in the middle in 9th position. It's basically having your bread and then having your filling right in between. Senna down the inside, commits the move down the inside, and the filling has just gone past the bread. So Senna leads into P8. I'm going to come out with a lot more puns, don't worry about this. Topedro in 9th, Thomas in 10th position. Iceman and Lord Holton 11th and 12th, with Dynamic, Knight and Checo, Venom and Mr. Spinlot. But Midnight does lead the way. Dantan and Lonely actually sets the new fastest lap of the race with a 10.4. Let's have a look at the position changes then. Down on the first couple of laps, 13 gained for Will, no surprise there. There's 4 positions gained for Senna, 3 positions gained respectively for Loney and Lord Holton, 2 positions gained for Clone to Pedro, and 1 position gained for Dantan, Thomas, Dynamic, Checo and Venom respectively. Clearly a lot of contact happened quite early on in that race. It has just spread the field out slightly. Knights and Checo, Venom and Mr. Spinalot want to try and go for a one-stop strategy as we go on board with the battle for 8th currently between Pedro, Senna and Thomas. Lord Holton now on the back actually of Iceman, so let's go on board with this. The 12th position, Lord Holton right on the back of Iceman. Norwegian against the Brit, and Iceman just in front here will defend the position down the inside. Once again, on Lord Hulton not getting anywhere through. Senna has got the move done, and surely he's not going around the outside there. Contact made. Pedro spins. Oh! And collects his teammate. There's going to be carnage if they're not careful. Everyone avoids. There was ghosting on. Luckily, Pedro and Thomas have collected each other. I think that was as a result, possibly, of a bit of contact with Senna. Dynamic tries to get past Iceman as well. Iceman was caught up in that as well. Goodness me. Lord Hulton, Dynamic. Race to lot, if I've got to say. Oh, and again, side by side into the Schiaparelli and Dantan are going out. It's very difficult to keep up with this. Dantan and Schiaparelli in the wall. What on earth has happened there? I cannot explain what has happened there, to be honest. I didn't see it. Lord Hulton trying to go down the inside of Dynamic. I'm trying to keep up with all of this if I can. Dynamic now up to 8th. Lord Hulton 9th. Iceman 10th. Schiaparelli stricken car on the inside. I'm not sure if there was contact possibly between himself and Dantan, or if he's got caught on the curb. Something quite extraordinary probably has happened there. Pedro and Thomas as a result are into the pit and are out of the pits, or coming out of the pits now. Mr. Spinloff's just in behind this as well. But race 2, not really failing to disappoint, probably one way than the other, to be honest. Midnight does lead the way though, from Dantan in 2nd. Nexus Aspects now in 3rd, and a bit of lag going on. Goodness me. Dantan, Aspects, Loney. I'm sure you don't want to see that, as Aspects is down the inside of Dantan, down into turn 1, gets the move done. So Aspects down the inside of Dantan, gets the move done, he's into 2nd position. Great stuff. Dantan in 3rd, Loney in 4th. Speed well chasing them down in 5th as well. We are about to see Dantan trying to have a go once again at Aspects. Lord Hulton is through on Dynamic, I do believe. That's for 8th position. Next Aspects defends the position while on Dantan. He's caught up, and again a bit of a Constantine effect going on here. Aspects, Dantan and Loney racing quite close together. Loney just drops back slightly. If you did see that, he did just drop back slightly to try and ensure he gets the one off the corners. Dynamic has lost 2 positions. He's gained. Lord Hulton got past him. Iceman probably saying thank you very much for that as well. Probably a bit of team tactics going on there. Dynamic in 10th as a result, and he's lost his left side end plate actually. His left side end plate is, his right side end plate, sorry, is missing. Left side, as you were looking on your screen. Dynamic has lost his right side end plate out on track, so it's going to be a long way around to him for the pit lane. Loney right on the back of Dantan once again. Again, Loney just taking that outside line compared to Dantan, who I thought was going to come in the pits at lap 7 out of 18. Midnight leads the way, 2.4 seconds. Will is into the pits, looking for an undercut on these guys. Loney right on the back of Dantan, not getting the move done. Senna and Clone now looking quite close. Clone and Senna about to do battle, and Senna ran the outside into turn 1. Already gets the move done. So Senna ran the outside on Clone, gets the move done. Nice clean move there. Pretty much, if I've got to say, this is what this race has kind of lacked so far. The Clone now trying to get on the back of Senna, and once again Loney on the back of Dantan. These two, the main battles going on out on track, and Loney once again right on the back of Dantan. This is the 4th position out on track, or for 2nd position really, with Aspects just slowing up in front. Dantan. Dynamic has gone into the pit lane, so Dynamic's into the pits. You can probably appreciate my voice is going. Midnight does lead the way though, 2.6 seconds out on track. Will going for a bit of an undercut here, or an overcut, whatever you like to call it. Will is 2.8 seconds off Iceman. Let's have a look at the stops then, see what these guys have on. Majority of them going for set of hard compound tyres. Will obviously going for medium compound tyres, feels he can get them home to the line. Lap 8 of 18 starts. We're nearly at the halfway stage here with Mini League 3, the final round of the championship. It hasn't lacked in content so far. Loney trying to go down the inside on Dantan, not getting the move done. But Midnight, 2.7 seconds, leading the way. Got a clear margin out in front with Aspects in 2nd. Dantan in 3rd, but Loney right on the back, the German. Right on the back now, the Norwegian. Trying to go to the inside here, half committed move. Just forced onto the grass slightly. I don't think he was going to get the move done from that far back. Clone and Senna once again going at it. Clone tries to switch back down the inside of Senna, not quite getting the move done. Speedwell has lost a little bit of time to Lord Hulton. Iceman, in fact, is into the pit, so that's probably why. So Iceman into the pit, should rejoin around ahead of Torpedro, I do believe. Nighton's got 3-second time penalty as well. Loney is in 4th position at this moment in time, still on the back of Dantan. Really, this is the closest battle out on track that we've been focusing on for quite a few laps now. Aspects just trying to get away in front of these guys. Now, it's just spread out sort of bit, to be honest. 0.3 of a second should be the gap as Loney's into the pits. Realised that Midnight was coming in front of him, so both VRT drivers are into the pits. Midnight and Loney. With Chapelletti being out, Nexus have still got 4 drivers in. Nexus Academy have still got 4 drivers in. VRT have only got 3 drivers in. This could cost the VRT team if they want to win Mini League 3. I have a feeling it might cost them. Will has tried to undercut Loney and Midnight. There is Loney coming out of the pits. He's actually crashed into outside on the exit in the pit lane. Loney, I've never seen that before around here in Brazil. He is going to be so annoyed with that. He's just lost it. Obviously, just going a little bit too quick in the pit lane. He's lost his left side end plate. Loney goes straight on. And in fact, his front wing has completely gone off that car. And Loney, it's his left side end plate. I do apologise if it's left side end plate is missing. I've never seen that before though in the pit lane. Never ever have I seen a driver mess up in the pit lane like that. Loney is going to be a long way home now for him. He is going to be so annoyed. It is just a typical driver error more than anything else. It's so unfortunate. I don't think he's going to live that down with him for quite a while. Venom right on the back of Knighton though in the meantime as we turn our attention back to the action out on track. Dantan and Aspects into the pits, which means Speed Senna now leads the way, but it is going to be Midnight and Will fighting it out, it seems, for this race victory. And once again, Will trying to ensure that he gets some good points for his team. Speed obviously been lacking in the points department, but the majority of their team still in the race, and in fact all 4 drivers of their team still in the race, and Venom now chases down Knighton. This is for 8th and 9th out on track, and I'm not going to be close enough down the inside. Loney into the pits, preparing his front wing, not surprised really, but Will, next Aspect has just came out the pits by the way, he's out in 3rd position. Aspect is in a net 2nd position currently as it stands, with Senna of course still to come into the pits. I will try and read out some of the comments after this. Of course Mini League 2 is on as well. Mini League 2 will be my focus of attentions going on, and then Mini League 1 of course Andy will be taking you through that one from 8:30, where you get to see the best of the best taking it out on track in the Mini League. But my voice starts to go a little bit. Senna is into the pit lane. Venom trying to chase down Knighton. Closest battle out on track this is, 7th and 8th. We have lacked a bit of content really in the last couple of laps of this race. There's not been many close battles or any close moves out on track. Venom now trying to close down Knighton once again to try and provide us with a bit of action. 5/10 of a second separating. Will is getting close to Aspects as well. I think that is down through turn 3 through the end at Senna S's. Will try to get the move done. Not quite close enough. Venom again right on the back of Knighton, not close enough. Lord Holton and Checo going to be quite close towards the end of this lap here. As we start lap 11, we are more than halfway through. Midnight leads, Aspect 2nd, Will in 3rd, Dantan 4th, Senna in 5th, Clone 6th, Knighton 7th, Venom in 8th, Checo 9th, and Lord Holton in 10th position. Loney is down the inside of Dynamic down the straight, gets the move done. We'll go back on board with Venom, who's on the back of Knighton in the meantime. Lord Holton was getting close to Checo, not quite close enough for a move. Iceman's right on the back of that as well. Quite a few battles now starting to occur out on track, so maybe the commentator finally doing something worthwhile. But Midnight leads the way, 3.2 seconds out on track. Aspects in 2nd, Will in 3rd, Dantan in 4th. Big good margin to Senna in 8.7 seconds off at the minute as Knighton just loses control of the car slightly. Venom aware of the danger. Knighton now coming through the technical last corner out on track. This is not the last corner, I don't think. The last corner is actually the one, the King, coming down the start-finish straight, which will be this one here. Knighton now under pressure from Venom, opens up the DRS, trying to look to the inside. Knighton holds firm, forcing him across onto the AstroTurf nearly. Venom around the outside again, Knighton. Bit questionable driving there from him, to be honest. Knighton holds on the move. I'm not sure if that's going to be looked into, to be honest. Iceman and Lord Holton. Iceman, great move round the outside into turn 2. Fantastic stuff from Iceman. Great side-by-side action. That is what we like to see out on track. Iceman has got the move done and is right on the back of Checo down into turn 4. Not quite going to be close enough through the first sector they go. Speed Checo under pressure now from Iceman. He's up to 10th place. Great move there by the Nexus driver. Venom is on the back of Speed Knighton once again. Got to try and pick his place where he can get the move done. course, Knighton has been driving, just from my perspective anyways, just slightly over-aggressively for my liking. And I'm sure you guys might see the same opinion of that out on track, and I'm sure anything will get investigated as well if you do put that into your respective team owners. They'll forward it on to us. Venom chasing down Knighton, Will chasing down Aspects as well for second place out on track. We'll go back on board with that very shortly indeed, as now Knighton tries to force, of course. Venom this time though has got the move done. Venom not hanging around, gets the move done. He's up to 6th place, and then Shooters, he just holds up Knighton a little bit. And he's up to 7th, sorry I should say. Venom up to 7th, Knighton up to 8th place. Getting carried away with my positions here tonight. Lonely sets the new fastest lap of the race. So down the inside of Thomas. Thomas still trying to fight this down the inside. There is a yellow flag in sector 1. Lonely gets the move done. Gets the move done. He's got the move done and he's up the inside. There is a yellow flag in sector 1. Iceman just going inside a Checo there slightly. There is a yellow flag in sector 1, as I say. It's to Pedro, I think, who's lost it out of turn 1. He has got front wing damage completely off there, so front wing completely missing. Go on board with this battle for second. There's a lot happening in the mid pack. We'll go focus on this battle for second. We'll go and focus on this battle for second though. Aspects and Will second and third out on track. Dan10 in 4th, trying to hunt them down, but Will he seems to be getting closer, but not close enough for a move. He's on 7 lap old mediums, Aspects on 4 lap old mediums. You can really see who the tyres would be with anyways. Midnight still leads the way by 2.9 seconds and is just starting to bridge the gap. Aspects trying to carry Will into this race a little bit. That gap has just reduced. I think it was 3.7 seconds out of the pit, so it's 3.1 now. 6/10 of a second, as Iceman is once again trying to move down the inside, this time on the inside of turn 2, and gets the move done once again. So Iceman ensuring that turn 2 is his favourite place out on track these days. Checo right on the back of him though. Iceman ducks to the inside line. Checo trying to go around the outside into turn 4. And Iceman holds firm down the inside, just pushes them off track. Good clean racing there though between both of them. Just a bit of banging wheels, nothing more, nothing less. So Pedro was out of the race, has retired I think in the pit lane. Iceman into 9th, Checo into 10th as a result of that move. So Iceman into 9th, making his way through the field. Next up is Knighton. Knighton still in the back of Venom, but Will right on the back of Aspects. 2/10 of a second, a 10th of a second. Is he close enough down the inside into turn 1? Yes he is. Will has the car alongside. It's a half commitment if I've got to be honest. Will not trying that, I don't think. Aspects right on the limit here to try and defend this. Will, Aspects might try and come across him down the straight. Will though ran the outside, has got the move done. Will ran the outside on much older tyres compared to Aspects, has got the move done. So Will up to P2, and as a result of that battle just lets Midnight get away slightly. We are approaching Midnight quite literally. Midnight does lead the way, 3.5 seconds the gap. Will in 2nd, Aspects in 3rd, Dan10 in 4th, doing a great race for the TNR team. Knighton trying to go around the outside of Venom, not quite close enough. Both of them on the same strategy, both on 13 lap old hard compound of tyres, as Knighton now trying to force his way up the inside into turn 6. Oh my god. Venom, somehow, they come so close to contact, but no contact is made, and Venom has held that around the outside. Good side-by-side, one-on-one action there between Venom and Knighton. That is what we should be seeing. Venom up to 7th, still defending the position well from Knighton in 8th. Iceman in 9th as a result of that move earlier on. Aspects, though, down through turn 1 and 2, getting very close to the back end of Will. We'll go on board with him and provide you with many on-board shots here tonight, but let's go on board with Aspects, chasing down Will. Look at the closing speed for Aspects, going to go down the inside to Pedro's left the session after his DNF from a couple of laps ago. I think he retired in the pit lane. Will 3/10 ahead of Aspects as they run up the hill into turn 6 once again. Will holding firm currently out on track. Midnight Low leads the way, 3.6 seconds. We come towards the end of this race, penultimate lap to decide who is going to be winning here tonight in Mini League 3. You will have to wait an extra day though, because the results probably won't be posted out until later tonight or early tomorrow, I would imagine, or some point tomorrow certainly. And of course we do have action tomorrow night on TTTV, TTL F1, with Keenan McGinley going to be in for that. Midnight leads the way though in Mini League 3, 3.8 seconds leading. Speed Will in 2nd, Aspects in 3rd, once again getting close to Will, not close enough down the inside. Yeah, not going to go for the move there. Is Aspects just gets on the curb slightly through turn 1. He turns 2 and 3. Will hanging on for second place. He wants to hang on desperately for second place. It's been, for the majority, certainly in the first race more than the second race, some clean racing out on track. Second race, maybe just dropping the standards a bit, from my perspective anyways. Midnight Lil leads the way, 3.9 seconds, Will in second, Aspects in third position. Venom and Knighton still looking quite close. Lovely helicopter cam for the first time in this race. We get one right near to the end of the race. 4/10 of a second separating these two. Have been quite close together out on track. Venom is into 7th. Knighton still in 8th place. They stay as they are. Lord Holton trying to look for an inside move on Checo. Not quite. They run up the hill then for the penultimate time. Midnight leads the way for the VRT team. Could just ensure that VRT hold on to this. Nexus currently 3rd, 6th, 9th and 14th out on track. Midnight there onto the final lap of the race. Leads the way. Will in 2nd. Aspects in 3rd. Has got about 12% less ERS compared to Will. Will holding on firm in 2nd. Midnight in still in P1, 4.1 seconds. Dantan has picked up a 3-second time, but he don't think it's going to be that costly for him, though. He's got 11.4 seconds to Senna in behind. Do lose my voice near the end of this. Midnight leads the way. Still, though, it's been a dominant drive. He hasn't really seen anybody else, apart from Schiaparelli at the start of the race. Apart from his teammate at the start of the race, he hasn't really seen many drivers out on track. We have got action, though. Further down the field, Lord Holton goes very deep. Bit of contact there. Bit of end plate damage, I think that is for Checo. Loney's trying to go around the outside here, like a Verstappen-esque move. Trying to get 2-3 wide, nearly. Checo, Loney, and Lord Holton. Loney trying to go down the inside. Oh, and that is a bit silly, trying to go up the inside there. We'll go back on board, though, because Midnight is up the hill into the final corner, and Midnight is going to be taking the race win here. Will's going to be in 2nd, Aspects in 3rd. Great racing from Midnight out on track. He takes it. Speed Will in 2nd, Aspects in 3rd. Not many penalties to right holding back for the top 3. None at all, in fact. Dantan with only 3 seconds across the line in 4th. He'll stay as it is. Speed Tanner will be coming across the line in 5th position. Good result from him, I've got to say. Way beyond my expectations, certainly. Senna across the line in 5th. Clone will be coming across the line in 6th as well. Good result for the Nexus team there. Venom in 7th. Holds off Knighton at the end of the race. So Venom across the line in 7th. Knighton across the line in 8th. Nexus Iceman will be coming across the line in 9th. Can Lord Holton get Checo on the line, I wonder? Lord Holton ran the outside on Checo. Just gets him. Lord Holton, but with the penalties, inevitably comes into play. Checo gets 10th. Lord Holton 11th. Thomas in 12th. Loney across the line in 13th. Unlucky race for him. Spinalotus came across the line in 15th, and Dynamic coming across the line in 14th position. But that is the end here for Mini League 3 at the Brazilian Grand Prix at the Autodromo Juan Carlos Cache. And it is Midnight. He takes a dominant win pretty much from lights out to flag fall. When that's 2 on the night for Midnight. And Midnight will be very happy with his performances out on track tonight, and as did the VRT team. Very proud indeed. Los Toridos now goes off. We will run down the full extent of the official, unofficial results here in Mini League 3 very shortly indeed. Of course, Mini League 2 currently ongoing. Mini League 1 about 20 minutes away. Andy will be on for that. Kieran commentating on Mini League 2, and we are going to be getting the grid order very shortly indeed. The race order indeed. Midnight takes the win. Will, overall, I think my driver of the day in 2nd. Great drives despite the contact with Schiaparelli in the last race. He gets 2nd. Aspects in 3rd. Dantan in 4th. Much improved performance from him. Senna in 5th. Clone in 6th. Venom in 7th. Iceman in 8th. Knighton in 9th. Checo in 10th. Lord Holton in 11th. Thomas in 12th. Loney in 13th. Dynamic in 14th. Mr. Spinola also finishes in 15th. DNFs, no points scored for Pedro, Schiaparelli, Onioli and Bear Remy. And of course we will see one team promoted at the end of the results. But it is Midnight who takes both wins here in the official and unofficial results from Mexico and indeed from Brazil. And that is it for Mini League 3. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the action out on track tonight. It has been quite hectic. I've tried to keep up with everything out on track. I do apologise if I haven't kept up with all of it. But Looking at some of the comments coming through, plenty of support for TNO and UpWR, go VRT as well. Fantastic driving. Overcut is pretty decent here. This has gone from bad to worse, says Super Guy. I think, yeah, if you want about some of the driving, I think from the second race, certainly a little bit below standard, to be honest, I think, compared to the first race. But on that note, we will end. The results will be posted. Don't worry about that. I've been Gemshead, your commentator. Thank you very much for watching, though. Mini League 3. I'm sure the results get posted. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, be tomorrow night for TTL F1. Goodbye.